welcome to Carew on Cars, where I'll be bringing you a series called Carew's Garage, where I'll be putting together a project car, a Subaru Impreza 1998, and taking you through all the modifications and changes I'm making to this car. The idea is to make this car 400 brake horsepower per tonne and to make it as fast as my Ferrari 458 on a relative basis. So yeah, in today's episode I'll be reinstalling the carpet after removing all the sound deadening, which is quite heavy, and I'm interested to know how much difference it makes to the sound of the car. So yeah, we've got the carpet here ready to be reinstalled into the car. We've got the sound deadening. I've removed pretty much most of it from the car. It's pretty heavy, probably about 10 to 15 kilos at this rate, maybe 10. So I'll be measuring that afterwards. So far I've removed the sound deadening from the driver's side, passenger side. Currently going to be removing it from the back. It's been removed from the back seats. I've been using this Motip freezer spray. It's basically designed to shock and kind of freeze bolts to loosen them if they've gotten stuck. It's designed to take things down to minus 50 degrees centigrade. But this one is what I've been using in place of the dry ice. So basically just spraying that on the sound deadening cools it down enough for me to just hit it with either a solid metal or a rubber hammer, and that's enough to break away the sound deadening. As you can see, I did try the heat gun and scraper method with the chisel, but it does leave behind a lot of residue compared to just using the freeze spray or dry ice. But yeah, the freeze spray is a great alternative to using dry ice, so recommend that for doing things efficiently and on a budget. Okay, time to get this carpet back in the car. With limited space, limited time and limited budget, let's see what we can do. Classic JDM stench of sweat, petrol and adrenaline out of it. Probably some cigarette smoke too from what I found underneath the carpet, as well as some Japanese yen coins as well. Nothing to retire off, but some mementos from Japan. Normally with this carpet you've got these plastic clips that you need to match up with these little plastic clips here. They're easily broken, so you just seem to slot on and clip onto this little plastic lip on the side of this thing. You can see that because my light is in the way. There's a little lip there on the end. That slots into this little clip here. Sometimes these clips actually come off, stay in place like this one. So I'll have to grab him off, and they're just stapled on, so you can easily unpick them. Okay, that wasn't the most fun job in the world, but got it done. Carpet's back in. Job done. I'll be removing the last of the sound deadening from the boot of the car, and I'll take you guys through what I'm using to do that, and the process that I'm using, and kind of budget but effective way of getting this done without using heat guns or just chiseling it off or dry ice. So let me take you through it. Okay, so the front has been done. The carpet's been put back in, seats back in. Now all I've got to do, back seat's been done as well, so all the sound deadening's been removed. Now what I've got to do is the back of the car. So sound deadening here underneath the spare wheel, and there's something that I made a start on. I was using the heat gun method, but you can see how much residue is left. Also tried the kind of chisel method, but that also leaves a lot of residue and is just pretty tough going. So let me show you what it's like with this freeze spray. Okay, here are the tools I'll be using. We've got the solid metal hammer, which just really helps to break up the sand deadening. Got a standard paint scraper, safety glasses, no one wants to get sand deadening flying in their eye, and a normal rubber hammer. But here's the secret weapon, the Motip freezer spray, shock froster, and many other language descriptions there. Yeah, like I said in previous videos, it gets it down to -50 degrees, so it's cold enough to freeze up the glue underneath and the actual material, and then you can whack it with a hammer and get it done. So yeah, it's about £8 in the UK on Amazon. So yeah, it's a pretty economic and easy way to get it done. So let's get it done. Alright, so I've got the sand deadening here that you can see I've been working on with the heat gun and chisel method, but let's get this going because this works so much better. I found you want to spray around the edges, get those nice and cold, and also obviously across the whole material as well. You should see it frosting up a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. And that'll get it nice and cold. And then give it a quick minute. And then give it a whack with the hammer. A little whacks with the rubber hammer. See, it's starting to flake off there. Get your scraper. You should see this just peel right off with the scraper. Comes off as one piece. There we go, easy peasy. Yeah, the spray doesn't last too long. This bit's still a little cold because I put a lot on it, but yeah, after a while it will just heat up. You'll need about 4 cans of this, I reckon, to do a whole Subaru Impreza. I reckon 1 can for the back, kind of 2/3 of a can for the back seats, and then a whole can for the front center console. And you've also got some sound deadening on the rear arches here. Comes off nicely, but whenever you've got some glue, it does tend to stick to that, so you do need to use the scraper to really get underneath that and maybe get the hammer out to kind of hammer and chisel it. But yeah, yeah, there's big patches here you can see where the paint hasn't been sprayed on. So yeah, there's a couple of big chunks here, and on the other side you can see over there, so that's also worth doing. You might get little bits left over, but like this piece here, you can just normally just chip that off. It's usually where you've got manufactured glue along the seams. A couple of whacks with that, or if it's not coming off, just give it another good spray with the freeze spray, and it'll get you sorted. There we go. A little more weight off the car. Right, let's get on with the rest of it. Right, just need to give this a little clean up. Yeah, make sure you buy the freeze spray, don't use the heat gun or the chisel method, or you'll end up with something that looks a lot like this with a lot of residue behind. It just takes so much longer. Spend the £8. Don't do what I did. just go straight to the freeze spray. I'm doing this so you guys can learn from my mistakes. Don't do what I did. Please buy the freeze spray. Stuff comes off in chunks like this instead of like this. So yeah, stay in school, spend £8, buy the freeze spray, use that method. It'll save you a whole lot of time and effort. But yeah, I'll just give this area a bit of a clean up and then we can freeze spray some more. Watch your fingers because this stuff does get pretty cold, as you can see with the frost on the end of the tip. Don't want to get frostbite. Looks like this is on quite thick, so it's probably going to take a lot more spray. I think the wheel well is stopping it from getting through as much as the rest. So the spare wheel section took way longer than expected. My GoPro ran out of battery when I was doing it, but as you can see, it's completely full of glue, so it's really stuck on. FYI, when you come to do the wheel well, it's pretty stuck on, so you're going to need a lot more of this stuff to get it off. So yeah, I had to use half a can just to get the wheel well cleared, but hopefully the last bit should come off nice and easily. So let's give that a go. Alright, it's a bit above the fuel tank, no power tools. Let's give this a whirl. You hear it cracking a little bit, it's always a good sign. Obviously with the dry ice it cracks a lot more, but it's a much cheaper option and works almost as well. Alright, give that a minute and then give it a love tap with the old trusty hammer. There we go. It's starting to pop. The key is just to send vibrations through the sound deadening, just to free up that glue underneath. Put a bit of angle on it as well, it tends to help it come off. Just angle the hammer a little bit. There you go, you see the whole piece starting to come off here. Miracle of minus 50 degrees. Look at that, comes straight off. not a lot of glue residue underneath, so yeah, as you can see the glue's just hardened it up and removed the adhesion, so nice big chunks of black gold. Like I said, it can be a bit demoralizing scraping and getting it off, but it's pretty sweet when it happens like this, and every little bit counts. Weight is weight, so save as much as I can. All right, one last corner to go. Getting stuff done on a budget. Please just come off easy, please come off easy. Okay, so far so good. Might not be too bad. I just think the corner bits are going to be bad here, where there's some sealant glue on the edges. It always sticks to that. Even the dry ice won't get that off, so yeah, it's going to take a bit more hard labour, but we'll get there. Oh, there's a will, there's a way. In the middle, so let's go from the other end. I think we'll probably have more joy on the edges. Okay, hours and hours of work, but I am finally done. So sand deadening gone from the sides, gone from the wheel well, gone from this side. Bit of residue there, but sort that out afterwards. Gone from the fuel tank, gone from the back seats, gone from the front, driver's passenger footwell, floor. So let's see how much this thing weighs. If this bag of sand deadening isn't at least 15 kilos, I have been lied to, and I'm not going to be happy. So let's get the scales on. Probably skip the body fat check on this one. Right, let's get it on. On the scales you go. 10 kilos exactly. Like exactly. Not as much as I thought. Let's check the scales. Okay, turns out the scales were not on a level surface, and that is probably important. I just got on them and I weighed in at 55 kilograms, which is definitely not true. Not even close to a good day. So let's try this again. Goes off just as I need to test it. Right. Come on. 8.6. Right, back to the drawing board. Right, I found an actual flat surface now, so let's try that again. Turn it on, that always helps. Okay, zeroed out. Kind of in the middle. 9.9. Maybe it is about 10 kilos. Alright, that's a wrap.